Welcome back to Blacks in Motion. Now let's talk a little college basketball. This past week, we experienced the Champions Classic. And you say, Cliff, what is that? Have you ever heard that before? I hadn't, but I'm glad I did this time around. They featured 4 teams, 2 matchups, 2 of the best programs in the country right now, also followed by 2 other elite programs. So you have 4 programs on display, 2 games. The first game, Michigan State versus Kentucky. And the second game featured Kansas versus the Duke Blue Devils. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint. What a way to start off the season. Now, I could tell you, yeah, Michigan State run away with the first victory. They beat a young Kentucky team, and Kansas actually handed it to Duke, even though Duke has one of the best players in the country. Mind you, he's a freshman. And I want to talk about some of these players. I'm going to talk about 3 players in particular, and these guys are all freshmen. They just suited up. They just put their tennis shoes on, and we have such great expectations for them. So starting off, I want to talk about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins was the #1 high school rated player in the country, and now he's down with the Kansas Jayhawks. He's currently averaging 19 points a game and 6 rebounds a game. And this 6'8", lanky, do-it-all, I can damage you from any part of the court, yeah, that's that guy. He can take over the game at any point. Now, in this particular matchup, he was kind of limited to a little around 20 points, but it was nothing spectacular. He had a few open shots. He made a few guys miss, and he had some open, fast break points. But he didn't disappoint, even though we were expecting a whole lot more from Mr. Wiggins, so be on the lookout for that. The next guy I want to talk about is from the Kentucky Wildcats, and that's freshman Julius Randle. This guy is from the great state of Texas, right out of Dallas. But this guy, you know, people describe his game as a old man's game, kind of like Zach Randolph from the Memphis Grizzlies. He's kind of a big, burly guy, 6'10", but he can run, and he's very gritty. He tried to put that Wildcats team on his back to pull out the victory, even though they fell short. But this guy's a rebounding machine. He's currently averaging 14 rebounds a game. Yes, that is a grown man. And also along with 24 points per game. The season is young, but look for this guy to continue to tear up the court. He's also shooting 64% from the field. That's at a very high clip. So look out for Julius Randle to try to anchor that team down there in Kentucky. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about who I felt was the best-looking player on the court that night during the Championships Classic, and that is Jabari Parker from Duke. This guy averages 25 points, 8 rebounds. Now, he's 6'8", 235. That is a grown man, and remember I told you, he's a freshman in college. This guy looked great on the court. He had inside game. He had outside game. He even shot the 3-ball really well, and he played the passing lanes and worked hard on the defensive end of the court. So you better look out for Jabari Parker's name when it comes to College Player of the Year towards the end of the season. But like I said before, look forward to Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle, and Jabari Parker to be tearing up the court in collegiate basketball. I can't wait for March Madness. Go ahead and stay tuned right here to Blacks in Motion, and we'll talk about a local fallen star. Stay logged on.